perfect. So excited.
Yeah. Okay, first, hello, Laura. Welcome to Mirror Mirror on the mic. How you doing, darling?
Amazing. How are you? I'm so happy
You
to
know,
be here.
oh, thank you. I'm doing good. I am doing good. Life is has been lifing, but we are putting one foot in front of the other and making things happen. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Okay. So, now we need to do a little explanation of who Laura Conley and Free the Moms is. So, for people meeting you for the very first time, how would you describe what you do in like one sentence?
I help moms lose weight for the last time while life is lifing.
I love it. I actually really appreciate the succinctness of your messaging. Like, it's a model for me, right? Like, you got to get what is it that you're giving people and just like say it and be done.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask this. Why moms?
Because somebody told me that I should have like a really specific niche. And I listened to them. I mean, I'm teasing. I mean, my clients are moms of humans, but also moms of plants and dogs. Like any woman can work with
Yeah.
me. It's totally fine. But I do think that there is an added layer of stress when we become moms and
Oh, yeah.
expectation and shoulds and you
Yeah.
get it. So it just gets even harder to put ourselves on the list. It gets even harder for us to take care of ourselves. So I'm like super passionate about helping moms because I think it's a bigger challenge and a lot of moms don't believe it's possible for them.
Right.
And so I want to be the one who's like on the rooftop screaming like, no, this is possible for you too. You can have everything that you want. You really truly can.
Yeah.
And I like that it's through the angle of weight loss
Yep.
because there's so many unexpected benefits you get from doing this work for 6 months. There's
Yeah.
so much freedom in a role that is so typically full of martyrdom and people pleasing and
Yep.
perfectionism. So it's like, yeah, come in for weight loss and I'll help you lose weight for the last time. But like, really, you're going to overhaul your entire life. And
Right.
that's like what I'm really, really, really passionate about.
Right. Well, it's so interesting you say that because I think as you grow up as women, we think weight loss is the problem, right? Like I have to
Yeah.
fix that problem, and then once I fix that, everything else falls into place like perfectly. And that is such a big fat lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so
So
you've been
good.
coaching now for what, like 5, 6 years?
No, 13 years.
Oh my God. Wait, how did I not know this? For some reason, did you launch Yummy Mummy in
Yeah,
2020?
Yummy Mummy has only been around since like 2019.
Okay, that's
Wait,
why I thought that.
2018 is, well, 2017 is when I had my daughter, and that's when I had that wake up call moment of like, I have to heal my relationship with my body and food. And I also do want to lose this baby weight, but I only want to do it in a healthy way. Prior to that,
Yeah.
I had done it in like all the, effed up ways that we do.
Yeah.
So that's how the Yummy was really born. And then I started like testing it out on all my friends like 2018. And then I had like one-on-one clients 2018, 2019. And then 2020, I opened groups. That's
Yep.
how it kind of unfolded. But prior to that, I was like just like a vision and goal coach. Not just, but I was a vision and goal coach and like
Yeah.
golden handcuffs coach prior to
Yeah.
that. So yeah.
Oh, yes, that resonates. Yeah. So after coaching all these women over the years, what is that like? Could you pinpoint like a number one culprit in the weight loss cycle that people get stuck in?
Oh, it's perfectionism usually.
Yeah.
So it's like the throw in the towel mentality. So it's
Hmm.
like X diet isn't working. I'm not losing 10 pounds by yesterday, or I ate the cupcake when I said I wasn't going to eat the cupcake. So what's the point? F it. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm quitting. That's a huge one. And then if you don't have a balance with your hunger hormones and your blood sugar, it's like it's almost impossible, I think, to lose weight for the last time, like in a sustainable way. I
Yeah.
really do believe that. So it's both of those.
Well, I want to pause there too, because I think this is a very useful, like practical thing people can walk away with today. Like I listened to your podcast. You're obviously one of my very good friends, but your messaging is so simplistic and easy. So one of the first things you talk about early on in when you started your podcast was you got to break up with flour and sugar.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to. You can lose weight without breaking up with sugar and flour. It's just so much harder.
Yeah.
It's just a lot harder. Like you
And
can do it, but
and
yeah.
so what does that typically look like, that breakup in the early stages for your clients?
Yeah, so most of my clients will get on board with that idea. Like when they come into my program, I give them what I call like the protocol platter. So everybody's going to create their own protocol. Like I really don't believe in like one size fits all. That just
Hmm.
it's not a thing that just doesn't work. So they create their custom protocol and they get to pick like one, two, three, seven things off of this list of things that they can pick that will help them to balance their hunger hormones. And two of the main things, like the heavy hitters, like the most bang for your buck, are breaking up with sugar and breaking up with flour. So some of my clients are like, they've listened to that podcast. They like have binge everything. So they know they're gonna rip that band-aid off. And then
Yeah.
others are like, that's where the coaching comes in. That's where like all the mindset coaching and the
Yeah.
emotional regulation and intelligence coaching comes in because it can feel really hard, especially if it's like their drug of choice.
Yeah.
So it's different for every single person. Like some people are like, I'm ready, let's go, I can do this. And then others are like, no, this is like my literal wubby.
Yeah.
And so sometimes people will break up with like one and then they show themselves, oh, I thought it was going to be so hard. Like my client Erica was just talking about this. She broke up with sugar first
Hmm.
because she thought that that was like more of low hanging fruit. And then she was like, oh, that actually wasn't that hard. And that's what everyone says. Like everyone is like, it's actually like, if you go listen to my podcast, you'll hear my clients on there be like, it's actually easy. Like, yes, there are
Mm.
challenging moments, but that is the thing that comes out all the time is like, this is actually easy, which feels so unbelievable if you've like dieted your whole life.
Yeah.
So anyway, so like for example, Erica, she gave up sugar and she's like, well, actually wasn't that hard. I wonder if I could do it with flour, even though flour seems a little harder for me.
Yeah.
But she had some, she had some like evidence that what she thought was going to be hard wasn't actually that hard. So then she added flour. And meanwhile, you're losing weight. So you
Right.
also have like this momentum and you have this like positive impact by not doing the behaviors that were giving you the result that you didn't want. So it begins to compound. And then other things start happening, like energy, like
Hmm.
energetically, like you feel so much better when you're not eating processed food. Like they
Yeah.
really are like drugs.
Yeah.
So not bad or wrong, whatever, but it just, at least for me and most of my clients, um, it just you feel so energized. Like you don't want to go back.
Right.
Like you really don't. So yeah, I don't know. Does that answer your question?
It does. Yeah. So let me basically, okay, we've broken up with sugar and flour and we're feeling better, but what is the biggest mindset shift that usually shows up first for women in this process?
Yeah, like they don't even realize like how loud their diet brain is. They don't even realize like
Mm,
how conditioned and programmed they are with like a diet brain. Like I can't like for example, like I mean I could give you 20 examples, but like but my mother-in-law made this special cake for me, so I have to eat it. Or like we're
hmm.
going over to a friend's house and like they made special sourdough bread. So there's like this people-pleasing eating thing
Hmm.
that, and I'm always like, we're all walking around with like 10 pounds of people-pleasing eating pounds because so that's like one thing that comes up that we coach around and that is a beautiful gift because if you can stop people-pleasing eating, you can stop people-pleasing like in
Yeah.
all areas of your life because you show yourself that you can say no to your mother-in-law and you don't die,
Right.
right? And it's safe. And so then
Right.
you can say no to like Karen from the PTO and you don't die and then you have a better life. Anyways. So like that's one mindset shift. And like when we say mindset, it's like, what does that even mean? It's like,
Mhm.
so let's just go there. So I believe that our thoughts create our feelings, create our action. So if you think the thought, I have to eat this so my mother-in-law is pleased,
Mhm.
then you create a feeling of obligation, and then you eat the thing that you really don't even want to eat. It's not even that good,
Right.
right? And then you have this unintended result of like gaining a pound or not losing weight or whatever. And so how do we shift the thought? So the next time, and we practice this through coaching, next time you could think a thought like, it's safe for me to say no, thank you. Like,
Mhm.
I am in charge. Like, and I always say, like, in order to really create your future self, like, in order to appoint your future self, you might actually have to disappoint somebody else. Like, most likely your mother in law is not going to care. Well, she might, but most likely your friend, your food pusher friend, isn't going to care that much. Right. But we're just so scared. And then some of them are going to care. And that's
Yeah.
also fine. They're allowed to care. So you could think the thought, it's safe for me to say no, like my body, my choice, like whatever,
Yeah.
and then how do you feel? You feel strong or empowered. And then what do you do? Thought, feeling, action. What do? You say, no, thank you. And then what's your result? You lose a pound or
Right.
whatever, right? So
It's
that's like an example, but I could give you so many more examples like that.
yeah.
Like that's how it plays out.
Well, I think what you're talking about, and I'm finding too in a lot of my coaching clients, is it's that nervous system regulation first, right? It's the you have to be able to say to yourself, I am safe. And even
Mhm.
if something happens or someone's disappointed, they're going to be okay because they're the owner of that, not you. You're not
Yes.
responsible for their feelings and thoughts and
Yeah.
opinions. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But we are really conditioned to think that we are
I know,
responsible,
especially as women, because we are natural caretakers. And I was going to say this actually because you were talking about that it isn't just moms. And I will say this, and you can steal this if you want, because it's pretty good. Before we are actual mothers of human children, we are actively mothering in so many places in our life with our friends, at school, with our parents, with our siblings. Like we actively engage in maternal behavior all the
Hmm.
time. So having children is just like, well, yeah, I've already been doing this. Now I'm just doing
Yeah.
it for smaller nervous systems and more whiny people.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
bad?
It's exactly right. And that's great. That's what makes women so amazing. It's just we need to make sure that we're not doing it at the expense of ourselves,
Right.
right? And
Because if
so,
you are constantly pleasing someone else, you're likely abandoning yourself in an
yeah,
effort to keep everybody good.
yeah.
Ugh, oh
Yeah.
my God. So, one of the things you talk about on your TED Talk, which is so fabulous, if you guys don't know, this girl gave a TED Talk. I'll make sure to put the link in the show notes. So, you talk about rest and self-care as being really, really important. And I think that is a big shift for a lot of people that are in grind harder mentality. So, talk about why rest is so important for weight loss because people think I got to do, and run, run.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so going back to hormones, so if you don't get enough rest, I mean, you're going to be like riding this cortisol adrenaline roller coaster, which also affects your blood sugar. So it's going to make it so much harder. So I'm like a bit of a sleep zealot. So when people come to me, they like maybe they're in a plateau or whatever, I'm always like, how's your sleep? Like that's the first place
Mm,
I go because I think it's so important. And you just have to trust me and take the leap of faith
yeah.
that like you have to just take the action before the belief, I think, when it comes to sleep, because again, we are trained that like productivity is like, like the highest crown in heaven. It's like the
Hmm.
most important thing. And so our sleep suffers because if we just go to bed later, then we can get another box checked or another 5 boxes checked. And again, it's at our own expense. So if you just try me for like a month or a week or 2 weeks and get 7 or 8 or 9 hours. I need like 9 hours of sleep.
I do
Get a
too.
lot of, yeah, get 8 hours. Just watch how much more productive you are. You will see the payoff. You'll see the benefit.
Yeah.
Like in your life. in terms of productivity, but also in your weight loss or your health.
Right.
It affects
Yeah.
everything. Like
Yeah.
you know, that's why I actually don't like take I really won't take on clients with like a brand new baby because you're
Hmm.
not sleeping. Like
No, and you
your
can't.
hormones are out of whack. No, and you can't. And you're be with your baby and then we'll lose weight in like a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and I think when I think of um, sleep, which is also hugely important to me as someone who worked in the mental health space for as long as I did, that's something that often people need to untangle immediately. And the burnout society that we live in, where people are like, I stayed up till 11:30 and I woke up at 5. I'm like, ew,
Yeah.
that sounds gross, actually.
Yeah.
I notice, and I do this in the mornings now, like when I notice that I didn't get great sleep. For example,
Mm.
2 nights ago, my daughter was like a freaking marlin in the bed, and she's
Oh,
all over the place, kicked me in the stomach. And so I got terrible sleep. And the next morning, I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm going to have less capacity today. So
yeah.
any other vulnerabilities that come into my
Yeah.
space are
Yeah.
I'm going to be treating them differently than I would
Yeah.
had I gotten better sleep last night.
Yeah. 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 I think, it also shows you too, like if you do decide you want to sleep more, you won't, you might not get as many boxes checked at like 10 p.m. But then you'll show yourself too that it's safe to not check the boxes and that nobody died again, right? It's like
Right.
it's okay. Like, and the to-do list isn't going anywhere. Like, it's so funny. We think like the to-do list is eventually going to get done, but it's like it's literally not. We just need to accept that like it's just always going to exist. So if that's true, then how do you want to show up? Like,
Right.
you have to schedule your rest and your pleasure, I think, first, and like it has to be before your work. Like it really has to be before your work and before your family stuff, which I know people are gonna like roll their eyes. And again, I talk about this in the TEDx talk. Like people are like, yeah, it must be nice. And it's like, this is possible for you too. I
Right.
promise you. And it's imperative. Like the other, like 2 weeks ago, I was telling the story I think on my podcast, I don't know who I was telling it to, but my son was having trouble with school. Like he had some friend drama, like his friends
Mm.
telling him they didn't want to play with him, and then he got sick. And then my daughter was having school drama because she was getting embarrassed with her math. They time them like
Oh,
in third grade.
I
They
used to
time
hate that too. It's
so
awful.
she's getting embarrassed, and my husband's like in Austria or something, and I have a big work presentation. And so it was like a big, all the,
Yep.
what's hitting the fan at once. And I'm sitting at my desk about to give this presentation, and I'm like, I'm like, I can totally handle all of this. Like the husband's not here, the kids are like home having mental health days. Like my heart is like feeling so sad for my son because his friends are mean. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot. And I'm like, how is it possible that I actually feel like I can actually handle this? Like, how do I have the capacity? And I'm like, because I literally do fill my cup. That's the answer. Like I
Hmm.
was like watching myself. And it's like because I do go to yoga or I do take a 20-minute nap or I do walk outside, even though like this morning is a perfect example. I had to go get my blood taken for whatever, something else. So I went and I got my blood taken, and then I had a yoga class that I had scheduled after getting my blood taken. And I was like, oh, I really don't feel like going to yoga. I feel like going home and taking care of this IRS tax drama that had just like
Hmm.
risen because it felt so important and so urgent.
Yeah.
But on Sunday, I had scheduled my me time. So I had already like I was gonna have to pay for the class if I didn't go, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
just go to the yoga class, just go, just follow through. And that is actually what I needed because what I needed was to move and breathe because the IRS thing is like, yeah, it's important, but it actually isn't urgent. It actually isn't. And so I'm trying to make my point here. Hopefully I'm doing a good enough
You
job.
are. You
But
are.
yeah, because I scheduled my self-care on Sunday, I followed through. Had I not scheduled that, I would have just been in an IRS tizzy all day long today.
Yeah.
And now I'm not. Now I'm like, whatever, this like, because I breathe. I took care of my nervous system. It's like, okay, this IRS thing is gonna get handled. I'm just gonna do the next, best step instead of like freaking out and not doing my day, you know?
Well, yeah, I love that. I love the Anna reference too. Do the next right thing. from Frozen 2.
Yeah,
I say
so
that all
good.
the time, especially in
Really
this
good.
season of life. It is, it's so
Yeah.
helpful. But I think the big shift from like our moms to us is that we
Yeah.
watched our mothers literally never do anything for themselves and get shamed if they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now we step in and we're like, no, because we all went to therapy and all that. So we have better skill sets. And we're just like, no, it's actually the most important person that I need to take care of. And
Yeah.
it's the only person besides my children that I have a responsibility to take care of
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that is an indirect responsibility to them, right? If I
Yeah.
take care of me,
Yeah.
I take care of them. And if somebody
Yeah.
treats me poorly or makes my nervous system go crazy, you're hurting my
Yeah.
kids, like
Yeah.
indirectly, but yeah. So the nervous
Yeah, I
system,
think that like a lot of us moms and women can't, like, we feel like we can't take care of ourselves. We can't put our oxygen mask on. We can't fill our cup. We can't put ourselves on the list, whatever. You really feel like you can't do it for just for you, which is a great reason, then do it for your kids because otherwise they're going to inherit
yep,
this cycle.
yeah.
So like a lot of my clients do have to do it, whatever it is, for their kids, and then they eventually show themselves again that, oh, it's safe actually for me to do this just for me, period, end of sentence. Like,
Yeah. Like no one is gonna get who's gonna get mad at me. I'll give this example. The other day I
well,
had
some people actually might get mad at you. We could talk about
well,
that.
yes, true, but I'm talking this instance it was only me. So
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
on Monday the kids had a digital learning day, which
Oh,
I hate those.
yeah.
And so we went to Michael's and we got all the stuff to make crafts and I spent an hour and a half like constructing doll rooms and literally giving Barbies nail extensions with hot glue. It was tedious. And so then we went to my friend's house and we had a play date together. And then the kids were overstimulated, so we came home. I was overstimulated as well. So I said to the girls, go in the playroom, play, watch a show, whatever. I need to like have a moment,
Mhm.
read my book, do whatever. And then the first 5 minutes of me laying there, it was me going, well, you really should be in the playroom playing with them. You
And
should be
yeah,
downstairs cleaning the kitchen. You should be
yeah,
doing whatever. And I literally just went, shh, shh,
yeah. Oh,
stop.
I
Like,
love
just
that.
shush her because I am
Shush the
allowed,
shoulds. Shush the
yeah,
shoulds.
shush the shoulds. Like, I am allowed to rest. Thank you very much. And so
Yeah,
that's an example of like self-trust. I need to know that I've got my own back and I'm not going to push myself to the point of absolute insanity. But then you're exactly right. When you start putting yourself first and boundarying yourself and your time and your energy,
yeah,
you're going to see who is like, change back. No, I
yeah,
want that access. I need it. And you're like,
yeah.
sorry. No.
Yeah, well, it benefits a lot of people for us to not be on the list. It really does. And I
Yeah.
love that you're bringing up the guilt, like this us shooting on ourselves, because like if you decide, yeah, I am going to prioritize my pleasure. Yeah, I am going to schedule my rest. To like, I'm here for this. You're going to feel, it's going to feel like crap. You aren't going to, it's not going to feel good. It's going to feel bad. You will be guilt ridden, but that is how you know you're doing it right. So that's
Hmm.
actually like the barometer. If you don't feel guilty, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
And I always put it through the Chad filter too. Like, is Chad feeling guilt? Like, my husband is always resting at me. Like, he is not feeling guilty for like, put it
Yeah.
through is the white middle-aged like dude feeling guilty for reading
No.
his book? No, 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 no. And so it's like you have to hand that guilt back to culture because it's not even your guilt. It's
Yeah.
like the programming that we got. And
Mm.
I talk about this in the TEDx talk too, but there's two types of guilt. One is actually really helpful guilt where it's like I use the example of like if I snap at Luna or my daughter or my son and I'm a little bit like too tonal or vocal, that's a little bit helpful for me if I feel guilty after doing that because it's like showing me who I don't want to be as a mom.
Yep.
But if I feel guilty for laying down and reading a book, that's actually not my guilt.
Right.
Like that is capitalism internalized.
Well, and that perfectionism too. Like, I don't know who we all decided this like mom, the perfect mom is, But I
Yeah.
think about her all the time. Like, if I did do all the things that you need to be perfect, that is an insane person. Like, that doesn't look like a normal human at all. And so, what I'm doing is what I'm modeling. So, if
Yeah.
I say to my
Yeah.
kids, I'm overstimulated, I need a minute, guess what? I
Yeah.
just gave them a permission slip to do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
repair is like, it's actually sometimes where the best moments come in as a mom, right? Because
Yeah.
you are
Totally.
reflecting back, like, dang it, I did not show up then as I wanted to. And
Yeah.
here's my promise to you for next time. I'm going to take a
Yeah.
couple deep breaths, and
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
want to touch on this because this is all related. One of the things that you talk a lot about is that people don't know how to lose weight because they've never practiced before. And
Oh,
that a lot of what we learn about dieting is it's in a vacuum, right? Like, I diet for this amount of time and then I lose the weight, and then happily ever after, the story's over. And
mhm.
that's just not reality. And so we've touched on it on our podcast before, just in the power series. We talked about having power in your body. And we
Mhm.
mentioned the stop starting over. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
consistency is greater than intensity. And just because you
Mhm.
had a couple Doritos does not mean it's over and like you
Yeah.
throw the towel in. So talk a
Yeah.
little bit about practicing and what that looks like.
Yeah, like losing weight for the last time is a skill. Like you are a beginner. Like think about if you want to learn pickleball or you want to learn skiing or whatever. Like you're gonna be bad at it. You
Hmm.
have to fall down. And then in order to get good, you have to look at, oh, why did I fall? Like, I always use this example of my daughter when she was learning how to roller skate. And oh no, well, she actually did it with roller skating and biking. I can think of two examples. But anyways, she fell on her bike because she started watching a bird. This was right when she was learning how to ride a bike, and she was watching a bird. And so she didn't see that the path was turning and there was a bump. So she like veered off and like crashed. And she's
Mm,
like, "What happened? Why did I do that?" And I'm like, "Because you were watching the bird and not the road, right?" And it's like the same is true when it comes to weight loss. If you decide, I am going to say no thank you to processed sugar, and then you eat processed sugar, you gotta be like, what happened there? Without shame. If shame does come up, it's normal because we've conditioned ourselves to beat the crap out of ourselves when we quote unquote make a mistake.
yeah.
So if that arises, that's okay. You can hold space for it. Eventually, as you practice what I call looking back with love, you will only feel love. Like,
Hmm.
if you were learning pickleball, like I'm learning pickleball, and if I hit, and I go to these like drills and skill sessions, and Mackenzie, the coach, will be like, "Do you know what you did there?" And I'm like, "No, what? Tell me what I did there." I'm not like, "Oh my God, I'm a horrible person. I'm quitting pickleball. Like, what's wrong with me?" Obviously, I'm flawed as a human.
Yeah.
That's what we do with dieting. We're like, "Oh my God, I'm like so bad and wrong. Like, I told myself I wasn't going to have sugar and then I had sugar and like I'm a horrible human." It's like you have to treat it like any other skill, and you have to be willing to be a beginner, and you have to be willing to analyze your mistakes. Like, you're
Right.
either winning and losing weight or you're learning. And you can't lose weight for the last time without those mistakes. You have life has to life, and you need to be able to look at, oh, what happened last night when I was out with my girlfriends and
Hmm.
everybody decided to order like the churros or whatever, and I genuinely was full and I actually didn't want them. Why did I eat them? Oh, because I was thinking about, oh, I don't want them to judge me. I don't want them to think
Hmm.
like, and then we practice like, well, what do you want to think next time? The same exact scenario or one very similar is going to happen. So we like pre-program our brains to be able to handle that. So you actually want to fall down because that's how you learn
You're
to
right.
lose weight for the last time. It's a
Well, and it's
skill.
all about awareness, right? It's like
Yeah.
recognizing what came up right then. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I just ate four Oreos. Like, what just happened? What
Yeah.
emotion am I desperately trying to avoid? And is it
Yeah.
as scary as I think it is?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
can I handle it? And like you said, the answer is usually yes. Like, a lot of the times whenever someone is going through something difficult, like a divorce, a pet dying, whatever. People are like, oh, I just can't even imagine. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
And I always think to myself, you would do exactly what I did, or right, you don't have another choice. You
Yeah,
have to
you would
figure it
actually
out.
figure it out. You figured out every other thing.
Right.
And so, yeah, I'm always saying for my clients, if hunger isn't the problem, then food isn't the solution. And so, eating 4 Oreos when something is coming up is actually a beautiful invitation because you actually do have a need that isn't being met. What
Yep.
is it? And so, like reflecting. And so, that's where you really develop this skill of deep self care and self love because you know what your needs are and you know how to meet them. Like if you're pacing in the pantry at 9 p.m. like and you're not hungry, something's going on. Like what is it? Do you need comfort? Do you need stress relief? Do you need pleasure? Okay, yes. How can we give you that in another way that doesn't leave you with regret and like a sugar hangover the next day?
Right.
You know,
And
you can
feeling
start.
compounding the shame loop. Yeah.
Exactly. But awareness, you're right. Like the first step is awareness, and nobody likes awareness. So
Right.
I'm like, can we call it? So you notice you make a mistake in whatever skill you're trying to build. I say, like, can we be in shame citement? Like, can you get shame cited? Like, the shame kind of like washes over you, and you like, I don't want to die and go in a hole because you ate 7 pieces of pizza or whatever. And because you're a normal human being and the shame kind of washes up or over you and then it's like can you actually though also get excited that now you've noticed
Yeah.
that there's an opportunity for you to up level like
Right.
you can't lose weight for the last time without analyzing it, you just
Right.
can't.
Right. And without understanding like where triggers are, where they're going to come from, like you if you at least know like, oh man, whatever, like I started to notice recently that when I'm watching TV and there's anything happening relating to like love or something's like really sad, this phone immediately gets picked up. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I see it. I see it. Like you're trying to avoid the feeling that you
Yeah.
are thinking you're going to have by just visually seeing something that makes you uncomfortable. So that can show up in a lot of other ways. Like if you're, I don't know, like with your friends. Oh, this is great. I will tell this because Laura and I were sorority sisters. We've been friends for a very long time. And we go on our like big groups of girls have gone on a couple trips. And I just will never forget this that we were at that restaurant in that big winery in Virginia, and you like ordered deviled eggs. And everyone else was like ordering like pizza and French fries and like all this stuff. And I just like looked over at you and I was like, God, she's so amazing. Like that you embody what you're talking about, that you're like, oh, I want the calories to come from the wine today. I don't want to eat the pizza. I want to drink the,
And I do still eat pizza and french fries sometimes.
yeah,
It's just like not like I used to do it. The way I used to do it just didn't serve me,
right,
you know?
right.
And so, yeah.
So, okay, two more questions with our 5 minutes left. So, do you think that women are actually struggling with weight loss, or is it exhaustion, more exhaustion and pressure?
I think it's individual.
Yeah,
But typically like for a lot of us, there is emotional eating at play.
yeah,
So like and that's why my work is like holistic in its root work. It's not like here's a diet. That doesn't work. If
right.
diets were gonna work, they would have worked by now. So I think like I never thought I was an emotional eater because I didn't like binge. I mean,
Hmm.
I definitely like binged, but I wasn't like a binge eater
Yeah,
per se.
like a
But
grazer, like a snacker. Yeah,
yes,
that's what
and
I
so
do.
I realized like, oh, if hunger isn't the problem, food isn't the solution. So yeah, I am actually eating emotionally, and that can be like positive emotions or negative emotions. Like my whole weekend used to be, and this is how a lot of us live, like my whole weekend used to be like designed around all the food I was going to eat,
Yeah. Oh,
because it
yeah.
was like the number one source of pleasure for me. And so I realized, oh, I have like this need for pleasure and fun. How can I give that to myself in a way that really gives it to me in the moment, but doesn't again leave me with that like hangover or regret or unintended consequences. Like
Right.
I wanted the health I wanted the body I wanted the weight that I want. Right. So I had to figure out pleasure and fun were my big ones. But for every client, it's different. It can
Yeah.
be stress relief, it can be comfort, and it can be a combination. So I think that is underlying a lot of what's going on for women and moms. But again, it's so individual.
Yeah.
It really is.
Okay. There's someone at my door, so hold on. But first of all, thank you for doing this. I know we've been trying to do
Oh my
this for a
God, it's so
minute,
fun.
but I'm so glad you did. And obviously, I love what you're doing because it feels like it's coming from a place of compassion versus punitive in any way. And so I want to make sure, one second, babe. If people need to know where to find you, where can they find you?
Yeah. So if you guys, well, you guys are podcast people, so you should
Yeah.
come and listen to the Free the Moms podcast. I'm actually changing it to the Lose Weight for the Last Time podcast. So you're just gonna have to Google it. It's either Free the Moms podcast, but we'll
Yeah.
give you the link too, or the Lose Weight for the Last Time with Laura Conley podcast. I'm on Instagram at Laura Conley Coaching, which is LauraConley. And if you guys want to like kind of play or no pun intended, get a taste of the Yummy Mummy method, I brought you guys like a little freebie. It's called the Perfect Weight Loss Plan PDF. So you guys can download that at lauraconley.com/plan. And you can also stalk me on my website.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, babe. Thank you. I love
Thank
you.
you.
I love your sweater. I love all of the
I love
things.
you. Go be a mom.
I will. And thank you for all the inspo. You're just so,
Yeah.
so inspiring, and I really appreciate you for
Oh,
that.
sweet. So are you. Thank you for
Thank
having me.
you.
I love you.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.